Hello, TheSpoons313 here, and it's just a quick video. They've just released the Tier 6 multi-mission explorers on Star Trek Online Reckoning in the ARC platform, so I thought I'd just quickly read this little bit for you. I'm actually in the middle of recording a different video at the moment, but I thought I'd just do a quick one here. So let's read on, shall we? We're very excited to reveal the Tier 6 versions of the Vesta multi-mission explorers. However, this time around, all three factions will be getting three brand new Tier 6 multi-mission explorer variants, instead of just Starfleet. That's alright. Each variant of these powerful starships features a Lieutenant Commander Universal, Temporal Operative Bridge Officer seat, and has a unique console and starship trait. These multi-mission explorers will be made available in the C store very soon. They will have three variants and are available in three ways. Individually, faction bundles of all three variants, a super bundle that includes all three variants for all three factions. Engineering variants. These variants feature the omnidirectional Tachyon wave siphon universal console and the exotic particle shielding starship trait. Engineering variant ship classes. So we have the multi-mission strategic explorer Tier 6 Esquiline class, the Agomas multi-mission strategic vessel Tier 6, and the Tachyon strategic explorer warbird Tier 6. The console universal omnidirectional Tachyon wave siphon. The Engineering Multi-Mission Explorer variant comes equipped with the omnidirectional Tachyon Wave Siphon Universal Console. When this console's ability is activated, your starship will periodically release a wave of tachyon particles that will heavily damage and weaken nearby enemy ships. This energy is then drawn into your starship's shield emitters in the form of secondary shielding. The amount of secondary shields absorbed scales with the number of foes hit. The console also provides a passive bonus to starship drain expertise and starship shield restoration. This console mod can be equipped by any multi-mission explorer or explorer warbird, but you may only equip a single one of these consoles. So you also have the exotic particle shielding starship trait. After achieving level 5 in your engineering variant multi-mission explorer, you will unlock the exotic particle shielding starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating engineering team, science team or tactical team will provide a buff to all damage resistance rating. Affected targets will also gain an equal amount of damage resistance rating to all exotic damage abilities. Now we move on to the science variants. These variants feature the isometric dispersal array universal console and the charged particle reaction starship trait. Science variant ship classes. We have the multi-mission surveillance explorer Tier 6 Brigid class, the Agamas multi-mission surveillance vessel Tier 6, and the Galas surveillance explorer warbird Tier 6. This one here kind of reminds me a bit of like what the Vulcan ship looks like, sort of a little bit. It does look cool though, I do like it. Right, anyway, console universal isometric dispersal array. Each science multi-mission explorer variant comes equipped with the isometric dispersal array universal console. When this console's ability is activated, your starship will charge up and release a single devastating cylindrical blast of electrical energy toward your target. Enemies that are struck will suffer heavy electrical damage and release a secondary blast that causes additional electrical damage over time and will knock engines offline briefly. This console also provides a passive bonus to directed energy damage and critical severity. This console mod can be equipped on multi-mission explorer or explorer warbird. You may only equip a single one of these consoles. Charged particle reaction starship trait. After achieving level 5 in your science variant multi-mission explorer, you will unlock the charged particle reaction starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating charged particle burst will cause a secondary, less potent version of charged particle burst to be emitted from each target hit by this ability, causing a chain reaction. Tactical variants. Now my first and foremost officer is tactical. These variants feature the Radiation Bombardment Matrix, Universal Console, and Heavy Tachyon Mine Starship trait. Tactical variant starship classes. The Multi-Mission Reconnaissance Explorer, Tier 6, Paladin class, the Kahemas Multi-Mission Reconnaissance Vessel, Tier 6, and the Suraleh Reconnaissance Explorer Warbird, Tier 6. Console Universal Radiation Bombardment Matrix. Each tactical multi-mission explorer variant comes equipped with the Radiation Bombardment Matrix Universal Console. When this console's ability is activated, your starship's deflector will begin periodically bombarding enemy starships and your frontal arc with deadly radiation. Enemies affected by this radiation will suffer minor radiation damage with each pulse and have their flight speed, turn rate and damage resistance reduced as long as they remain in the ability's arc. After a few seconds, your starship will release a devastating barrage of radiation that deals heavy radiation damage that scales with the number of times the target was hit by the initial radiation pulses. Foes affected by this final radiation burst will also have their flight speed, turn rate, and damage resistance reduced for a short time. This console also provides a passive bonus to Starship Particle Generator skill and turn rate. This console mod can be equipped on any multi-mission Explorer or Explorer Warbird. You may only equip one of these consoles at a time, exactly. And then we have the Heavy Tachyon Mine Starship trait. After achieving level 5 in your Tactical Variant Multi-Mission Explorer, you will unlock the Heavy Tachyon Mine Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating Beam Overload, Beam, Fire at Will, Cannon, Rapid Fire, or any subsystem targeting ability will cause your starship to deploy a Heavy Tachyon Mine behind your ship. This large mine is easier for your enemies to see than smaller mines, but has a larger tracking distance and a larger area of effect. Upon impact, this mine will cause high kinetic damage with 100% shield penetration in a 3 km area and will leave behind a tachyon particle hazard that will heavily damage shields to any foe that remains within it. Unlike normal mine explosions, the Heavy Tachyon Mine's explosion will not harm the starship that deploys it. Additionally, if the mine is destroyed by an enemy, it will still explode, causing damage as normal. Look for a follow-up blog in the near future that will detail the stats on these new Tier 6 starships. Phil Gorgonzola, Cheesy Selesky, Cryptic Studios, lead system designer, you're awesome, sir. So yeah, that's just a little bit of information on the items and abilities of the new ships that they're bringing out, the multi-mission explorers for every faction. So we've got the engineering variants, we've got the science variants, and we've got the tactical variants. Now what would I like to go for? Funny this, actually. So, we're going, I'm assuming here, Romulan, KDF, and Starfleet. But if we go up, I think that's the same ship, you know. Cheeky, but I think it's the same ship. So the Romulans can get, unless that's supposed to be the KDF. That's interesting. They kind of look the same. The science and tactical, they kind of look the same. You could see, I mean, I'm just guessing here, but this one being brown, I'm guessing this is the KDF variant, and the Romulan's on this side. But then that can't be right, because I'm just assuming that by saying, you know, we can tell which one's Starfleet, but which one of these is the KDF and which is Romulan? Because you can't go by the colours. And I think the KDF players are a bit pissed off if all the ships they've got just look like this, instead of it being switched around, that maybe this is the KDF version of science and then Romulans get the tactical version that looks like the KDF science one, but it's the tactical version. And then we get to the engineering, the Romulans get, this is interesting, there's not much difference in them really, is there? I mean, they're like slightly different variants of the same ship 3 ways. Why would you want... I mean, the Starfleet one looks cool, but I'm going to make a KDF officer soon, and I have got a Romulan officer, and I do like the look of this ship. 'Tis nice. Anyway, we'll have to look in and we'll find out exactly which one's which, and, you know, because it, it doesn't actually say in the picture. Unless we're going from left to right, would be the Multi-Mission Strategic Explorer, which is this one, the Ingomas Multi-Mission Strategic Vessel Tier 6, which is that one, and the Tenarian Strategic Explorer Warbird, which is Tier 6. Doesn't much look like a Warbird, does it? And then the Gallus Surveillance Explorer Warbird, so that's a Warbird. Making that a Warbird. So would the first one be the... See, the Multi-Mission Surveillance Explorer Tier 6 Bridget class, that's the Starship ship. A Gallus Multi-Mission Surveillance Vessel, I'm guessing that's that one, because the Warbirds have to be these. So, I'm hoping... Which one does it go to? Warbird again, another looking Warbird. A Reconnaissance Science Vessel. I've got a feeling that all of these Warbirdy ones, they are the Romulan ones, and the poor KDF players get these boring brown looking ships that don't really change throughout. I think that's a bit naughty. Perhaps they'll be subject to change soon, who knows, but that's my view on it anyway. Anyhow, thanks for watching my video, and I'll be doing some more soon. I'm working on a few other things now. I'm feeling a little bit better because I've been ill lately. And thank you for watching. I've been TheSpoons313, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, ta-ta.